Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know that I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Alrighty. Hope everyone had a really nice Labor Day weekend. My Ninja Trader was still on break, and I apologize. I do think we got it going now. And if today's your first day joining us, I'm trading the AI Auto Trader, which are fully automated strategies that run within the Ninja Trader 8 platform. Once they're enabled, the system will automatically execute and manage the trades on our behalf. We're currently running all of the futures index equities. That would include the E-mini, the ES, the NQ, RTY, and the Dow. We're also running crude oil and gold. And man, we had a beautiful trade on crude oil this morning. I saw it trending really nicely to the downside, getting these huge moves down, and the system was all over it this morning. Ran up a $740 profit. We had the PMI, I believe it was the PMI report this morning. Let me pull up my Forex Factory. We're in a short position here on the NASDAQ. This is a strategy that's leveraging our pattern recognition. And it likes this move to the downside. And you can see it gives it some really nice room here. If that closes up and is a bullish engulfing candle, it will automatically exit the trade. Like it did just there. So it got this bullish engulfing candle, didn't like it, exited, and then jumped right back in. I took a loser on that one. We will keep an eye on that strategy. So let's take a look real quick at Forex Factory just to see what the report. If I remember correctly, it was the manufacturing PMI. So the economic activity in the manufacturing sector contracted in August. And that was the 5th consecutive month and the 21st in the last 22 months. So manufacturing is contracting. You can see the effect that it's had on the market. Boy, this ES. We are below the VWAP. The VWAP is that purple dotted line. My 50 EMA is the solid red line just above the VWAP. And then my 15 EMA is the dash dot dot line. And we've got some pretty decent volume on the E-mini. This is one of those signal B entries. And in this environment, with that news report, what I can do is go to my signal B on the ES. And I want to get it into the game just a little bit early today. And it immediately jumped in the trade. We could see institutional money pushing the price of the S&P 500 lower. We take very little risk on these trades, and we have a pretty ambitious profit target. If we can get some breathing room away from our stop and let the trade mature, puts us in a nice opportunity to get a really nice profit. And we like to take a look at the leaderboard this morning. Our 2-minute retirement plan on the one-day pass got $2,965. Our ES one-day pass, $1,362. So the 2-minute caught that big move down, it appears, across all of our 2-minute strategies. And our 30 range ABC, and that's the smart stop, that's tied to the 15 EMA. Let's take a quick look at that. Take a look at the entries that it took this morning. What it does, it will stay in the trade until that 15 EMA changes colors. And it will exit on the line change of the 15 EMA. So it actually entered the trade back here at 1010. Stayed in the short all the way down until that 15 EMA, which is this line, this dotted line. Until it turned green, it stayed in that trade and caught a beauty. And that's our momentum-based trailing stop. The 15 EMA is a really good assessment of momentum. And when momentum wanes, it says, see you later. Locked in $855 on a really nice short trade. Now we could get a reversal here. Not sure if this is the bottom or not, but we'll let the automated system do its thing. Crude oil. It's amazing how low the price of crude is going. So we're in a haymaker trade. I saw the red cross on my chart, and that's the haymaker. That's the 30 range on the NASDAQ. And this is really one of our most exciting strategies. We're not going to win them all, but the risk to reward ratio is about 4 or 5 to 1 in our favor. It's taking a little bit of heat. So we're down 365 on the haymaker. Let's go back to the pattern recognition. It's right back in a trade long. I really like to see a multi-time frame alignment with my 2-minute NASDAQ, which is on the top right, and my 30 range NASDAQ on the bottom right. Market is extremely oversold at the moment, and the 30 range jumped in long. This is going to stay long until we either hit our profit target or we get a candle formation that the system recognizes as being a reversal candle.
Order submitted.
That was very close, but not quite. Let's see if it bounces off the 15. Hope everybody had a really nice Labor Day weekend if you're in the U.S. or Canada. And if you're not, I hope you had a nice weekend. SLR, good morning. This system is within their rules of being a semi-automated strategy. What makes it a semi-automated strategy is if I go to my Strategies tab and I open up the parameters, I have the ability to choose the conditions of my entry. Since it's not a black box system, and I have the ability to choose which conditions to put into place in order for it to execute a trade, and I also have the ability to manage the position. I can close it at any time. I can move my stop and my profit targets. So it's, in their own definition, a semi-automated system.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Now, whether or not you want to send them a video, that's totally up to you. Getting a lot of sideways action here.
Order submitted.
I'm going to keep my eye on crude. It's been getting such beautiful rolls to the downside.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Boy, this strategy took a beauty long. A trade I would never in my right mind would have taken. A complete counter trend. We've got an extremely ambitious profit target on this. We're really trying to let it do exactly what it's doing now. This stop is actually, it should be on my 15 EMA. So this will stay in the trade. This is not the candles, the pattern recognition. This stop is based on the color of my 15 EMA. As long as that 15 EMA stays green, we can be in this trade until the sun goes down. We were even thinking of putting our profit value as undefined. For our profit target now, I think we increased it. Now, the 15 EMA just turned, and we took profits on the trade. So that's another beautiful trade that stop that's tied to the 15 EMA took. You could see the beautiful short it took earlier, came out on the exit change, took a long right here, came out on the exit change. So $1,180 in profit on that brand new strategy that was just released about a week and a half ago. And that strategy's up $1,180. What's coming next, this coming Friday, is the dynamically adjusting trading hours. So we're accumulating data, and we're gonna know exactly what times of the day that these strategies are the most profitable, and they will dynamically, automatically change for you. SLR, tons of people are saying.
Order submitted.
Apex is requesting videos. The only thing that comes to mind when I read that SLR, if they're requesting a video, then they suspect foul play. None of our members or anybody on our team, when they requested a payout, has been asked for a video, to my knowledge.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Well, the retirement plan just kicked in, and we pulled in a loser on it. The YM was getting huge moves as well. Let's take a look at the YM real quick. Signal B, it's the trend trading strategy. Some big moves today on the YM. Well, and I hope you get there, SLR. What I'm going to do, just to make things interesting, I was just going to put in my 30 range signal B. I see we just broke through that area, and I think this thing has some room to the downside yet. There's a lot of selling pressure, and you could see the strategy that's been crushing it this morning is in another monster. And I'm just going to let it manage itself. There's nothing from preventing me from grabbing my stop and pulling it. So if you're trading the system and you wanted to take profits or you wanted to tighten your stop, that's in play. That's always in play. What we like to do is just let our automated strategies manage themselves, especially in these sim accounts that they're all in, so we can accumulate the data. And this trade is going for an absolute monster. We increased our profit targets, and on trending days, a winner can put you take you out
Order submitted.
with a really nice profit to end the day. I still like this signal B on my E-mini. Let's go ahead and get some Apex accounts enabled. It's coming really close to that 15 EMA now, but let's see if it'll bounce and keep going for us. If not, if it heads up any further, it's going to take us out with a nice profit. Oop. Very close. Come down. Okay, took us out. So we got a nice profit on that one. We're back up to 1,300. And let me get my haymaker locked and loaded. 24, 26, and 33 are all active accounts. And I really like the ES. Let me see if the bot took a trade. No. The drone did. $34 and $35. I'll show you what I'm doing in just a moment. What I did was I have a trade copier. I'm currently trading some $50,000 accounts with Apex, and I put as my lead account this ES strategy that you see on the top left. And I'm just going to give it a little room here to mature. And I have it copied into my Apex accounts. And I'm going to try to let it mature to the downside. Last Friday, I had an absolute monster on the ES. And without taking any heat on the trade, inexplicably, I decided to close the position. I was down, on a few trades prior to that one. And I saw I was back in the green and quickly shut it down and took profits. But I watched it go all the way, and I was talking to myself all Labor Day. This time I'm letting this baby run. So, win or lose, we're in this one for the long haul. So I've got a copier on this strategy here on the E-mini, and I also put a copier on the haymaker on 3 other accounts. So I took my 2 favorite strategies, and I left them in. I left the leader account running in their sim account, and I just copied it using my trade copier to the Apex accounts. So it's very quick and easy. It's a painless process. ES is pretty far oversold. But we had a little bit of a retracement back to the 15 and now a continuation to the downside. We had that huge bearish engulfing candle. And now a reversal to the back into the direction of the trend. So I think what I'll do, because this one's so hot right now and we're watching it, is I'll put my, I'll take it off the haymaker. And I'll put it right on this account that we're watching, the NQ30 range ABC. And you can see my Laguerre, my RSI line in my Laguerre is locked to the downside on this ES trade. And market structure-wise, I'm really set up for a short move. I wish I was a little tighter to the 50, but it is what it is. Has it been hard to be profitable with the auto strategy? No. I think there's a little bit of a learning curve. And we meet every morning here on YouTube Live. And we trade the system live every morning here. We have a great community in the Discord chat. We've got a great team that supports you. And we really have a number of our members that have done extremely well. So I am in a position now. Must be on this one. Where am I?
Order submitted.
Huh. Let's see if we get this break. If we get this break, we could have some real running room here. Push down. Come on. Break through that pivot. Go ahead. Boy, it's trying for us. Oh, come on, retest it. Don't bounce. Come on down. Come on down. Push on down. There we go. Ah, boy, this thing's very volatile. Go ahead. Some real selling pressure here. We got a price that they're really fighting over. If we pop through it with some big push down, we could be off to the races. Software does a great job of identifying risk. You can see right where that area of support is that they're trying to break through. Come on, give me a push down. Come on down. Come on down. Consolidating. Come on down and retest that. Trying to break 2400 here. Here we go. Come on, push it down. Push it down. Break through there. Break through. Push through there. Come on. There we go. Come on down. Just going to take the risk off the trade. See if we can get some legs now to the downside. All right, came back and got us. Took a small winner, about $100 across 3 accounts. And we're still in the ES trade.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Right back in. Right back in. Sorry about that, SOR.
Order submitted.
See, I should have never touched the thing. That's the biggest, I always tell people on the phone, make sure you don't touch it. Don't get in the way. And here I am. I can't keep my hands off of it. Kind of do as I say, not as I do. Come on down. It's giving us another shot. Push on down.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Come on, baby. Let's let the good times roll.
Order submitted.
Oh. It hit my great trade. It hit my P&L for the session at 2,000. So we did really well on that trade. It put us up across 3 prop accounts, 660, 415, 435 on the NASDAQ. And we're still in the trade across 2 more accounts on the E-mini. And the E-mini is a little harder to manage because it's $12.50 a tick. And if it comes back on you, it could eat up your profits really quickly. But after what happened on Friday, I'll be darned if I'm going to close that position. I am not closing that trade for nothing. It reminds me just what happened on Friday.
Submitted.
But, very quickly and quite easily, the system across 5 or 6 Apex accounts hit our daily profit goal. SLR 3800. Way to go. Yeah, the what happened on this trade, just so you know. In the strategy parameters, we have a profit goal set for $2,000. And you can pretty much set that value to anything whatever your profit goal is. Ours in the version that we send out of the box, it's at 2,000. So if you hit $2,000 in profit, the system will close the position it's in and take profits. And that's exactly what happened on this trade. You can see my P&L is at 1955. With the commissions, I would imagine it's at 2,000. So at $2,000, it's close the position and stop the trade, which is fine. You can never complain about taking profits. I'm really tempted to close this trade now because my profit goal is anywhere from 400 to 500 a day on any given strategy, and if I could do it across all 5 of my accounts, that would be wonderful. But after what happened to me last Friday, this is kind of what happened, and I just exited the trade on my Apex accounts. But what happened right afterwards is this came all the way down, and it made like $1,200 on the trade, and I exited with basically, and there was no heat, kind of like today. I'm going to squeeze it a little, but I'm not going to close it.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay. So you can see my accounts for the day. I'm going to turn that strategy off. Without really much muss or fuss, I was able to put one Apex at 312, one at 375, one at 415, one at 435, and one at 660. So all five strategies on the board, and it was really pretty simple. I'm not going to say every day is like this. We do have losing days, but we had a market that was kind of one directional, headed down, and we were able to get the job done. We have a member out in the UK, Jordan, and he had a number of one-day passes going. He was just trying to call in. I'll get back to him. He accidentally made 2,000. I hate when that happens.
Order submitted.
Oh, our signal B's right back in. Now, I turned it off on my Apex. Once I reach my profit goal, I just let the system trade in sim, and I let it accumulate the data it needs. I highly recommend setting a profit goal for yourself, and once you reach it, stop trading. I'm a firm believer in capital preservation. I know it seems like we're going to really run up the score and never take a loser, but every time we enter a trade, we run the risk of giving back our profits. Great job, Marcy. Very nice. Prime time? Charles made me close prime time today, I think. Let me see. Oh my goodness, prime time. Look at the prime time chart, Rao. Let me turn it on. I think it runs from 10 to 10:26. Let me turn on prime time for you. Rao makes a ton of money with the system, with his system. We have a really aggressive strategy named Primetime and Steven. And they actually hold the single session record for $4,000 or $5,000 trading just one contract in a single session. Really love the ES trade. Had I not squeezed my stop, I would still be in this trade. I did squeeze my stop, and it stopped me out. It wicked me out, and it jumped right back in. And it still likes the E-mini short. Let me check my lagometer. Okay. Just caught a reversal on gold. Check my open positions. The Russell, we're in a monster. We're up 250 on a Russell position. And our gold nugget is the trade you're watching. Let's check out the Russell. We get some really nice trades on the Russell as well. Here we go. So these bots, really powerful bots, simultaneously trade 6 instruments like it's nothing. The strategy parameters, we've got some really unique ways to manage these positions within our strategy parameters. If I bring them up, now I don't want you to get nervous because you never really have to go in here and touch anything. You can trade them right out of the box. They come in pre-formatted templates. All of the parameters are preset for you and saved, so you'd only we have a tool that loads the entire workspace. But I wanted to show you some different ways that we can manage these positions. One is the one that I had mentioned earlier, is you could set a session profit limit, loss limit, excuse me. So if this is a one-day pass, this probably wasn't the best example. This is a template that's designed to pass a $50,000 evaluation in just one trade. So for the settings of this strategy, we have our loss limit up to 2,500. So if your risk tolerance is 200 or 300, this is fully adjustable. If once you make 500 or 1,000, or in this case 3,000, you want it to stop trading, you could put that value in here. Now the prop firms have what they call a trailing drawdown. A trailing drawdown. We've also built in our own trailing session limit, where if you're if your loss limit is 500, let's say, and you've won 750. Well, now your trailing threshold came up, your trailing loss limit came up, and it would only allow you to lose 500 of that 750 when you have this enabled. So the worst case scenario, the worst case outcome in that scenario would be you would finish the session up $250. Because you were up 750, it would only allow you to lose 500 of that 750. So we have a trailing drawdown threshold parameter within the strategy that a lot of people do like to use. Now we've also built in a number of different ways because we like to keep the risk to reward ratio heavily in our favor. That's one of the reasons why we have the success that we do. We're able to pull in some losers and take a winner and still finish the day green. The reason being is we could have a really nice, ambitious profit target of, say, 100 or 200 ticks, and we can go to break even plus or minus at a certain point. So we can have our stop go to break even, let's say at 40, and lock in 20 ticks of profit, and we're still just risking one contract. So risking one contract, that trade goes 40 ticks. We're going to go to break even plus 20, and we're looking for a final profit of 100. We can take it a step further and enable our pattern recognition exits. Our momentum-based trailing stop is our smart stop 3. And we also have our profit target window. The profit window is we never want to risk more than we can potentially make. So if my profit target is 100 and I come to within 20 ticks of my profit target, this profit window is going to slam my stop down to 20 ticks behind price. So we're only going to risk what we have the potential to make at that point. So we have a number of ways to lock in profit with these strategies. On this YM trade, I see we're pretty much letting it, kind of run in the wind. And we like to do that mainly to accumulate the data of what the range of the market is. What's our maximum forward excursion? What's our maximum adverse excursion? How much heat are we taking on the trades? And we like these drones to have a wide berth. These drones are feeding the information to our bots. So we're letting this drone capture as much data as possible. This market keeps pushing down. It's going sideways at the moment. But I think it's safe to say they did not like that PMI report.
Order submitted.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. I'm the worst trader, though. I just want to make that clear. Do what I say, not what I do, because my goodness, there is a discrepancy there. Maybe now we'll get this bounce. If we get this bounce on the NASDAQ, this RSI line in my Laguerre oscillator is the trigger. The retirement plan, once that breaks up through the 20% line, it's going to trigger a long trade and look for a retracement like it just did. And now it's looking for a retracement back up to the 50. This is a counter trend trade, obviously. Very difficult to call tops and bottoms. The market is significantly oversold. Thank you, Marcy. SLR, I tell you, I can't tell you how many times I do that. I manually get out, and had I just let the thing go, it would have went all the way. And it did for you, so congratulations. It's trying to tell you something.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I just heard some positions fire off. Oh, all my NASDAQs jumped. All my NASDAQs jumped long on my 30 range. My smart stop 2 on the 30 range. That's the pattern recognition. Let's take a peek at that trade. There it is. This is the pattern recognition position on the 30 range. Maybe we get our reversal here.
Order submitted.
Thank you, Ral. I appreciate that. You're a great trader. I couldn't imagine you learned anything from me. Here we go. We're going to ride this train to the top of the mountain.
Order submitted.
Got out on a smart stop there. It got that bearish engulfing candle, and it said, you know what, I'm out of here. So it didn't like that candle, and you saw that my entry is printed right on my chart. It says smart stop. And that was that bearish engulfing candle, and it said goodbye. Now the 2 minutes more like a Mack truck. It's going to be very slow and deliberate. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay in that position.
Order submitted.
Great job, Marcy. Yes. You took a long trade? SLR, good news. The smart stops are available. We released those last Friday. But what I'm really excited about is that dynamically changing trading sessions. Man, the test results are just phenomenal.
Order submitted.
This is our pattern recognition. This is the smart stop strategy, SLR. You can see it gives the trade a lot of breathing room, plenty of room. For people who are anxious like me, it's scary to watch. I feel like I should be at my psychiatrist's office. Let's see if this thing blasts off here. Here we go. NQ 30 range to the moon. Let's do it. We just increased our profit target on this trade. So in a nice moving market like today, it has a really wide range. We have the potential to hit a home run, which is always nice. And that resistance is now support. So this might work in our favor here. There we go. It held it. Our gear is still not locked, but it's headed straight up. Momentum is headed straight up.
Order submitted.
Okay, it took profits. That's okay. That's what we wanted to do. You see, my stop was down in home plate, down in all the way down south. But it took us out very quickly when we got that reversal, that bearish engulfing candle. And we didn't lose any profits. Well, not many profits on the trade. We did give back some.
Order submitted.
It's right back in long.
Order submitted.
Listen, this short roll on this 2 minute, if this market continues down, that short roll on that 2 minute could be a monster trade. If we get this short roll, my trigger is this pink line breaking down through the 80%. Now it's coming right into an area of support. But if it comes down and retests it, you know, Mike, Sergio and Mark were looking at that. This is our window here on the NASDAQ 30 range. If we go to the one-day pass on the NASDAQ 50,000 one-day pass, don't know why there's two accounts. But our window is 11 to 11:30, I believe. Oh, we're back in on the smart stop. Let's watch that trade.
Order submitted.
Haymaker jumped in. We have our PA 50,000 PA account, which is a nice conservative strategy that just looks to pull in $100 bills at a time, 100 or 200 here and there. And we're looking for some nice consistency. Once we get funded, we want to sustain that funding. We want to tone things down as far as the risk goes. surprising how the price of oil has just gone down so far. Okay, let's go. And that resistance is now our support. And it just launched right up through it. Coming back down to retest it. The gear's locked long here. This could take off. Came right back down, retested that same price. That's our area of support now. But I say that about crude oil because the inventory report last week, they said that the production was down 800,000 barrels. I thought the price of crude was going to go up. I really firmly believe in an election year that the prices are manipulated just a little bit.
Order submitted.
We're turning about 800, just under 1,000 contracts a minute on the NASDAQ. We like to have on the NASDAQ at least 1,000 contracts a minute. It's just under it. The E-mini, 2,000 or 3,000 a minute is nice. Crude, we're trading on really low volume right now. But that changes very quickly with crude, I've noticed. Here we go. This thing could drift right out into right field for us. Very quietly. Now we've got another area of support right now.
Order submitted.
This is Smart Stop 2. That's our candlestick. That's our pattern recognition stop. Bouncing right off the 15. Now, Smart Stop 3 is our momentum base trailing stop, which is tied to the 15. It's a little more conservative. And they named it Rory's stop because it's more conservative, and I'm a little bit of a chicken. We had a member, Peter Fusco, very, very funny guy. He used to say, hey, it's better to get a half a loaf than a poke in the eye. Mike, let's get you scheduled. Well, let's wait for this afternoon, but let's get you scheduled, Mike. We noticed that this morning. Mark and Sergio are working on that right now, on that strategy. You're right, it should not be.
Order submitted.
Okay, it popped off on the Smart Stop. I don't know if it was an inverted hammer or a bearish engulfing. But it didn't like that candlestick formation. Black gold's in. Let's take a look at the black gold trade. Took the reversal short. And that's the way the direction of crude has been going all morning, short. could see the trend on crude. It's it's made a huge move down, and we've got this entry here. If it breaks through that 50, looking what it's been doing for the last 3 hours, this puppy could go. Volume came up to about 200 contracts a minute. I'm really sorry that happened, Mike. Hey, Juhi. I'd love to talk to you myself. If you give me a chance, I'm going to end this broadcast at 11:30. If you can give me a call if you're available right after this. Sent an email and a text message. Not seeing the text, but let me write the phone number here to the office. And when I'm done, if you're international, you can reach us on Skype. Our username is Right Line Trading. The office phone here in the U.S. is 786-732-4656. I just typed it in. Let me tell you, if this crude trade might come right back down and retest this pivot. It's trying to break through the 50 now. Don't bounce. Don't bounce off that 50. Come on, crude. Back in with the pattern recognition.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Got out quick. It bounced. So I was hoping the NASDAQ one-day pass would get into a position. Gold is in, Rao, on the trend trade. It took a long trade. Let's check out gold on the trend trade. Gold just took a trend trade long in a pretty choppy market.
Order submitted.
Here we go. This short entry looks nice. We got a short roll on the NASDAQ. Nice and tight to the 50. If this one finds its way, it's got some room. Here we go with the short roll. Volume is a little low.
Order submitted.
Here we go. We just got the 15 to cross the 50. Both red sloping down. And our RSI line is pinned down to the 0% line. So momentum is headed down. We've got an abundance of sellers in the market on the NASDAQ at the present moment. The problem is we have very low volume. We have 500 contracts a minute, which is low for the NASDAQ. No follow through. Those big wigs are still out at the Hamptons on the 19th hole, taking a long Labor Day. Nice, Marcy. You went short? That short trade, I see. It's still... We got wicked out, unfortunately. Right over here. It jumped back up. Wicked us out, and now it's continuing to roll to the downside. It's going to retest that 70-50. There's an inverse correlation between the NASDAQ and gold. We could be in good shape for both of these positions.
Order submitted.
All right, let's let these positions play out. We're coming up on 11:30, and I'll just do a quick review. Today on the leaderboard, we had a number of strategies do extremely well. I was able to get my Apex accounts all on the board today. We caught that big move down. We had the PMI report this morning that drove the price of the NASDAQ low, and the E-mini. Our 2-minute one-day pass, our 30 range ABC on our momentum-based trailing stop was the winner. The one-day pass trades 10 contracts. This one trades 1. So technically the one-day pass was the winner. But this one trading 1 contract, very impressive. $2,000 hit our profit limit. The ES One day pass, there goes gold. This is the bot. And the bot has brought the profit target into about 20 or 30 ticks, it looks like, with a trailing stop. Our smart stop 1 is up 760. Smart stop 2, 1045. Smart stops. These are exits that are using AI, artificial intelligence. Crude oil, the drone, caught a monster short trade this morning. Our retirement plan was very respectable with a $600 profit, 500, 600, 550. My Apex accounts scored on the NASDAQ using the momentum-based Smart Stop and the E-mini. Crude oil was on the board, NASDAQ 30 range, that's our haymaker strategy on the board. RTY, YM, so all 6 instruments. See, now this trade here with our profit window, if we have our profit window, I must not have mine set. But what I like to do is I like to set my profit window, so if it comes within 5 or 10 ticks of that profit target, my stop will pop 5 to 10 ticks behind price. That's the profit window. So we're never going to give up more than we have the potential to win. It would be heartbreaking to lose this trade. So the Apex accounts did very well today. 415, 660 on those 3. And over here on the E-mini trade, we got 312 and 375. So 675 here and 1,500 here. So just over $2,000 on the Apex accounts. And we got it at a perfect time when the market was moving really nicely to the downside. We were able to pull in a couple winners. Here's gold pushing up.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, the 50,000 one-day pass just hit. Nice. That's the trade I was looking for. It must have kicked in right at 11:30. Our 50,000 one-day pass, which has been just absolutely red hot on fire. We have it time optimized to where it kicks in at 11:30. For one reason or another, at 11:30, man, we get 62 ticks on the NASDAQ on a steady, consistent basis. And today was no exception. The one-day pass, again, on that 30 range. Holy moly. Man. That strategy's on fire. If there was one to play today, it was that one-day pass on the NQ30 range. It's got a 75. I think it's right around 75% win rate right now.
submitted.
This is my NQ 50,000 one-day pass. 57%. This one's been red hot. Okay, last trade. We're going to let this trade play out, and then we're going to call it a day. And God willing, we'll be back on time tomorrow. I want to apologize for the delay today. Okay, it closed out right there. It's up $1,000. Really an exciting day. The AI Auto Trader crushed it today. Really great trading environment. It was hard to pick a bad strategy. And God willing, we're going to do it again tomorrow. I hope you'll join us. If you can, like my video on YouTube. It gives us a little traction. And we always appreciate acknowledging that you like the video. So thank you very much for joining me today. And let's do it again tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. So long.